This is Kelly Hill, Executive Editor of RCR Wireless News. I'm here at the Dynamic Spectrum Alliance event in Washington, D.C. with DSA President Martha Suarez. How are you?
Fine, I'm very well. Thank you very much for being here.
Absolutely. Great to be here. So you've been in D.C. this week. Tell us a little bit about the event and what you folks have tried to accomplish.
Yes, this is the DSA Global Summit. It's an event that we have once a year. This is the first time we are doing it in US, and we are very excited because we had many regulators from different countries. We had some representatives of the US government. We have been discussing with industry leaders, and it's really amazing for us. This is the last day. This is the open session, but we also had a regulators workshop yesterday. And we had a TV White Spaces workshop that was like a closed session too. And we were discussing about the last technologies, about the last proposals that our members have to offer. And it has been very interesting. You know, we have been talking about innovation, about new ways to approach spectrum management.
Yes, and I think that's been really a highlight here. We've had a lot of discussion today about CBRS, about different options for spectrum sharing and different spectrum bands and how some of the work here might be expanded to other bands. Can you talk a little bit about what some of the highlights were for you of the past few days?
Well, it has been I feel now there's a lot of information. We have been discussing about, I will start with TV White Spaces. We are seeing the new evolutions of this technology. In terms of CBRS, it's we are ready. We had Commissioner O'Reilly this morning.
Almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there, and I feel like industry is ready. I mean, and the users are expecting to have that capacity. Mm-hmm. We had discussions about the C-band, yes. And that was quite interesting because it's there are so many opportunities also for spectrum sharing in that band, but we are just following how it will happen in the US and probably how it will be also handled in Europe.
Yes.
And one of my favorite was the 6 gigahertz panel. We are talking about the next Wi-Fi generation. And, it's we are used to have our wireless LANs at home, wireless network at home, but there will be so many new use cases. So it was great to hear about that. We were saying okay, we have some Ferraris that are ready to go on the road. We just need more.
We need the Autobahn for the Ferraris.
A little bit more. We already have, but that won't be enough.
Yes.
So I think that is interesting because it's also a way to expand 5G.
Yes.
And I like it very much. It's not 5G network, but it's it's a network that will support gigabit speeds at home. So that was quite interesting. And we also had some discussions about millimeter waves opportunities. And there was a special session we had about connecting women.
Yes. Please tell us about that. You moderated that at lunch today.
Yeah, and I'm very excited because it's the goal of DSA, what our members are really looking forward is to connecting people. And we were talking about connecting people in an affordable way, in a safe way, and in an inclusive way. And what we see is that there are still many people that are not connected, and the impact, if we are able to include them, will be huge. Yeah. So it's not only about doing the things right, it's about doing making the decisions that will have a great impact in the economy.
Yes.
So that was a great session.
It was. And I thought it was really interesting, the highlight on the digital divide between that there is one by gender, and that it has a lot to do with how safe women feel, some of the cultural norms that may define how much they are allowed to be online. Affordability comes into it as well.
Yes.
And those factors in many ways are common and sort of talked about when we talk about a rural-urban divide, but then those become even more difficult when you talk about the different gender expectations around the world.
Yes, and the results we were discussing were presented by excellent women. They have been working hard on that. So we had Clara from UK and we had Heather from USA, from US. So it was great to see the results of their studies. It doesn't mean that we have the solution, but what we can be sure is that DSA is really caring about that. And personally, in my case, I'm really motivated by these gender discussions because I think all the associations, all the entities, it's a relevant issue, and we have to really think about that all the time. So I'm very excited about that. I hope you will have some more numbers to present. And well, thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.